So they cut me off. They didn't protect me. Why would I protect them? It's out loud. They said that they didn't know it was out loud. Yes, but I did. That's my whole point. If you don't know it's out loud, then how are you doing it? It's done out loud. Only people without common sense would think that voices can go directly into someone's head when they're walking in the street. How? From the sky? No, it's out loud. The other point about that is that they said that these people don't like me. I don't like them either. It what why is their dislike of me more important than my dislike of them? You're liars, and someone just said they're liars. They are liars. They thought that they could pass this off, and that's what the person just said, as protection. This is not protection. You're saying everything I'm doing in my apartment out loud, and we're still arguing that it's not even true. It's not accurate. So the other big deal is I'm going to talk to you guys about going through their suggestions, not through their suggestions. It had to play out that way. You know, if someone suggests something stupid, and I say this was one of their stupid suggestions, and I show you, and I explain why it was a suggestion of theirs, you're also getting how they think. So in addition to getting what they're saying, you're getting what they think, how they think. Why do they think that? Why are they obsessed with this? Why are they obsessed with that? The other big point I want to make, and then I'm going to end this video and do a different type of video. The other big point I want to make is when they said I wasn't in correspondence with people, and then they said I had these emails, that's partially what I'm concerned about. If I'm not corresponding with people, then you say I have emails. Then you say that this is wrong. They're contradicting themselves. And because this affects your memory, and it has affected my memory, I then have to double check everything. So when they said they overheard me talking, they did a big thing today about how they're going to accuse me of saying all sorts of things. And to who was I saying it? That's my whole point. Who was I saying it to? So that's a whole, meaning their contradictions. It's not about for me. I don't care what they think about me. Do I care in general what people think about me? No, I really don't. And again, that's partly why I'm not involved with these types of people. These types of people, their mindset is always to worry about what other people think about them over the truth. The other big deal that I want to say is they said it's hard to get a real feel about what I think and what I feel, because I will sometimes say things just because, yeah. And that could be the answer to all of this. How is it possible that my synthetic telepathy doesn't work? Is I'm not thinking anything they're saying. So they said out loud today, maybe that is the answer to how to prevent synthetic telepathy from working. They said some of them are the types of people that if they hear something being spoken of in the background, they're like, oh yeah, I was thinking that. And that is partially the question. How do you realize if you're thinking it versus not? And I talked about this in a previous video, and I asked someone this, how did he know it wasn't his thoughts? And that's partially the question. The question to me is, why would anyone know everything you're thinking? And have you, in general, ever said, that's not true? Just argue with it. That's the issue. So when they're trying to say, well, they can't clone what I'm thinking. No, because I will argue with it. So the answer is really to argue with it until you get to a point where you say, that's not my mind. Let me pause this, and there was one other thing I wanted to say. So I think they said something like, maybe the reason this didn't work is because no one wanted to end up like me. You wouldn't have tried to claim credit for my work if you didn't want to end up like me. That's my whole point. I had to have a certain level of success in my life for you to come up with it. This is how it originally started, which is partially what I'm trying to do. To come up with a way to try to claim credit for my work, you came up with this idea that you were talking to me 24/7. It's impossible. So they're worried about, well, what about the interactions on the street? Who cares? This isn't even about interactions on the street. They wanted to come up with little setups as though I would care. Who cares? Do you think I would remember it? No, that was what they were going to try to do. Keep going over the same events over and over and over. Well, if you guys had 50 years of energy and time to keep going over the same events for me, imagine what happens when I'm in a public place and there are thousands of little events in a day. It is impossible. That's where they got stuck. Because why would I remember one little event with this person, one little event with that person, one little event with this person? The other part is I'm going to end this video and I'll do another video. Thank you for watching.